How many times have you been involved in a negotiation and everything's been going great? You sat down at the table, you started to make some demands of the other side, they made concessions to you, you seem to be making progress in the negotiation. Everything seems to be going in the right direction, and that's great. But then all of a sudden, you hit something that brings it to a stop. Negotiation that looks so promising at the beginning has ground to a halt. You and the other side have come to a deadlock. All of a sudden, it looks like it's not going to be possible for you to be able to reach a deal. What's a negotiator to do? Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Anderson, and I'm here to tell you that deadlocks happen in every negotiation. It's not a matter of avoiding deadlocks because you can't do that. Rather, it's knowing what to do when a deadlock occurs. And I'm going to give you 7 suggestions for what you can do when the next time when you're involved in a negotiation and a deadlock happens. Change the setting. The negotiations up to this point have been taking place at a specific location. If you now change the setting, then all of a sudden both sides will feel like they're starting a new round of negotiations. This means that all of the old assumptions about what would or would not have worked are almost thrown out the window. This fresh perspective might be just what both sides need in order to get back and revisit the issue that is causing the deadlock. Change the negotiator. We're all so vain that we almost never consider the possibility, but it can be a powerful option. Sometimes we run into a deadlock because one or more of the negotiators who's involved in the discussions just can't find a different way to look at the situation. This is often the case if the negotiations have gone on for a long time. If you switch out the negotiator, then you may be able to find that the negotiations have taken a step back as the new negotiator works to establish a relationship with the other side of the table. But this just might be exactly what's needed to move the discussions forward. Change levels in the organization. Oftentimes a deadlock is a result of the negotiating parties not having the authority needed to be able to suggest an alternative. If this is the case, then a good way to deal with the problem is to kick it up to higher powers. They may be able to quickly find areas in which they can bend, and that could get the whole discussion back on track quickly. Provide additional information. Each side of the table must have a reason for not being willing to budge on the deadlock issue. This reason is based on the information that they currently have. Sometimes bringing the information that you have based your position on, laying it out on the table before both parties, can result in a change. The other side might point out that one of your assumptions is incorrect, or else they might be surprised to learn a fact that they didn't know about. Either way, this might just be what's needed to get things moving again. Go off the record. Depending on the level of rapport that you've been able to build with the other side, this could be just what is needed. When you go off the record, you indicate to the other side that you're going to have a discussion with them about negotiating strategy that, once completed, will not be mentioned again. This is designed to show how much you trust the other side and to see if perhaps both sides of the table are trying to reach the same endpoint and are just getting tripped up by a minor issue. Careful with this one. You might be tipping your hand too much or too early in the negotiations. Say, let's shift into both win mode. Although this doesn't really mean anything by itself, it's a great way to communicate to the other side that you would like to find a way to create a solution that works for both sides. Just by indicating that this is what you're working towards can often be the spark that causes the other side to start to consider more possible ways around your deadlock. Oh yeah, I promised you one more way to break a negotiation deadlock, and so here it is. Take a break. It sounds so simple that we often overlook it, but taking a break and stepping away from the table can often be the most powerful way to break a negotiation deadlock. We all have a tendency to get caught up in a negotiation when we are in the thick of it, and our ability to think of creative ways to resolve deadlocks can decrease the longer that we've been negotiating. Taking a break might be just what the doctor ordered to get our creative juices flowing again. You might be asking yourself, where do I go from here? The ability to negotiate successfully is a skill that you'll use during your entire career. It sure makes sense to invest the time and energy that it takes to develop this skill. A great way to start doing this is to sign up for the free The Accidental Negotiator newsletter. This monthly publication is sent to your inbox and is overflowing with tips and techniques on how you can conduct your next negotiation in a way that will allow you to close more deals and get more out of each deal. We'll cover how to prepare for a negotiation, how to set up the negotiation environment so that it works to your advantage. We'll cover different types of negotiating techniques and when you should use them. We'll discuss negotiating power and how you can get more of it. We might even cover a negotiator's career tip or two. Hey, the newsletter is free, so you can't go wrong there. In the description of this video, you'll find a link that you can click on. Go ahead, click on it, and you'll be taken to a webpage that will let you sign up for the newsletter. There's even a free gift in it for you when you do. Thanks for watching this video, sign up for the newsletter, and congratulations on starting your journey to becoming an accidentally powerful and effective negotiator.